Honestly, when it comes to Justin Fields, that Bears team is setting him up to fail. I don't know if it's sabotage, but to me, it's looking like a tiny bit of sabotage. But, I mean, dude, he might go down as the worst quarterback of all time. That's what it's looking like right now. I mean, I'm like, whose fault is it? Because his numbers, I feel like his numbers could have been avoided. They are setting him up to fail. It's like, he's a first-round pick. Top 15 pick, first-round pick. He should be throwing the ball at least 25 times a game, bro. Why is he throwing the ball 15 times, 17 times a game, bro? He's a first-round pick. You gotta see what he has. That's what I mean. Are they setting him up to fail? Do they have a lack of faith in him as a passer? That's what I'm seeing. There's no way in hell Joe Burrow will throw the ball 17, 18 times if you really believe in him. Ryan Tannehill, hell, he's not the greatest thrower of the football, but even though he has Derrick Henry, he throws the ball 20 sometimes a game. So what's the excuse for Justin Fields throwing the ball under 20 times a game? Dog, it has a lot to do with those guys. They have a lack of faith in him as a thrower. But you draft him in the first round, you got to see what he has. That's what I mean. Like, is this kind of sabotage? It's like, look, I heard that the only reason they drafted him is because he was black. That's what I heard. I heard that he was a token draft pick. Because for years, Bears were known for not drafting black quarterbacks. So I heard they drafted him because he was black. They wanted to tell the public, hey, we do like black quarterbacks. We drafted Fields. But if you are not putting him in the right positions to succeed, why did you draft him? Are they trying to prove that, hey, we tried to give a black QB a chance. Look at Fields. It didn't work out. But you are not allowing it to work out. No quarterback you drafted in the first round should be throwing the ball under 20 times a game unless you don't think he's that good. What's going on? What's stopping you from throwing the ball 20 some times a game? Dog, there's bad quarterbacks I know that throw the ball 20 some times a game. So what is the excuse? Now, if they are not trying to sabotage him, if this is all real, I don't know what they are doing. This is bad freaking play calling. Horrible. But I feel like they should use him like how the Broncos use Tim Tebow. Because obviously, Justin Fields is not a great thrower not right now as we speak. So right now, you gotta use his best strength, which is running. That was Tim Tebow's best strength. That's why they used him more as a runner than a passer. But that's what made the Broncos good that year. Because they used his strength, which is running. Running guys over, the read option. That's why that Broncos team did good that year. Even though Tebow was a bad passer, they could still rely on his legs. That's why there were so many design runs for Tim Tebow. It's like, yeah, they knew he was not a good passer, but hey, he has great legs. So it's like, okay, you can take away his passing, but you can't take away his legs. That's why the Broncos were good that year. Now, it's like, I feel like Justin Fields, I don't get it. I feel like he's a better runner than Tim Tebow. He's more athletic. So why aren't you utilizing his legs? How come I'm not seeing any read options? I'm not seeing any run option plays. Why aren't you utilizing his strength if you don't believe in his arm? If you don't believe in his arm, okay, use his legs. Do something. Because that offense has no identity. The Bears offense have no identity. This dude has had 297 yards passing in his first 3 games, which is the lowest in NFL history, which means he's on pace to be the worst starting quarterback of all time. But the Bears can avoid that by using his strength. Just like how the Niners did with Colin Kaepernick with the read option. Utilize his strength, which is running. I'm not saying it. I don't know what they're doing on offense. They're not using his legs. They're not using his arm. So what are they doing? It's like, it feels like they are setting him up to fail on purpose. It's like, are they setting him up to fail because they want to draft a new quarterback? It's like, man, it's like I said in my last video about Dak Prescott. When it comes to being a black QB, you have a very short leash. It's sad. Black quarterbacks, they have the shortest leash. It's crazy. All these dorks, all these media nerds are trying to bury Dak Prescott for Cooper freaking Rush. 2 measly little games. 2 games, and all of a sudden, Cooper Rush is Tom Brady. 2 games. Now everybody's saying those 2 games were the best they've ever seen. They are saying these 2 games that Cooper Rush played are way better than every game Dak Prescott has played. Is that insane? Dog, I've seen games of Dak throwing 5 touchdowns, 500 yards, 400 yards, 4 touchdowns. Multiple Pro Bowls. He has broken Tony Romo's passing records. You see what I'm saying? Dog, this is racism, man. How can you not see that? Okay. Let me prove to you that this is racism when it comes to Dak Prescott and every black QB. Do you remember Teddy Bridgewater when he filled in for Drew Brees? This dude went 5-0. I think either 5-0 or 6-0. How come there was no quarterback controversy? Huh? I need answers to that. Because at that time, Drew Brees was playing average. His arm was shot. So why didn't people say, well, they should go with the hot hand, Teddy Bridgewater? Oh, right. He was black, right? You see, when he's black, he's just a backup quarterback that's just filling in until Drew Brees comes back. But when it's Cooper Rush, oh, is there a quarterback controversy? Oh, because Dak is black and you don't want a black quarterback with the Cowboys, right? Right? You see what I'm saying? You see the hypocrisy? And Teddy Bridgewater is way better than Cooper. He played way better. 6-0, 5-0. That team actually was playing better under Teddy Bridgewater than Drew Brees that year. But you didn't hear not one peep out of a quarterback controversy, even though, honestly, there should have been a damn QB controversy. Because Bridgewater was playing really, really good. He was undefeated. So, how come there was no quarterback controversy? Oh, after 2 games against lesser teams, there's a QB controversy, right? The Bengals, they might not make the damn playoffs. The Giants suck. But there's a QB controversy that everybody is talking about. Look, it's because Dak is black. And because it's the Cowboys, right? Cowboys, they get the most attention. They have a magnifying glass everything they do. But this never happened with Tony Romo. I don't get it. But there was no QB controversy with Teddy Bridgewater and Drew Brees. You see what I'm saying? A black backup quarterback plays better than Drew Brees, a white starter. There was no QB controversy. He actually went back to the bench willingly. But Cooper Rush, a guy that goes unfreaking drafted, back up his whole career, all of a sudden he's Tom Brady. Just because Dak Prescott played bad in one game against a great defense in the goddamn Buccaneers. Hell, that Buccaneers team, they have made a lot of QBs look bad. We should put a goddamn asterisk by that game. Rodgers didn't look good. Jameis didn't look good against the Bucs. So what are we talking about? Why are we burying Dak Prescott? But once again, where was the controversy with Teddy Bridgewater outplaying Drew Brees? See what I'm saying? Black backup versus a white freaking backup in Rush, right? See what I'm saying? Huge hypocrisy in the goddamn racism against black QBs. But when it comes to Fields, they have to use him as a runner. Look, man, his stats at the end of this year should be maybe 15 passing touchdowns and 10 plus rushing touchdowns. Do you remember when Cam Newton had more rushing touchdowns than passing touchdowns? That's how the Patriots used it, because they knew Cam Newton had no arm. They knew Cam Newton couldn't pass anymore. So they used his best skill, which is his legs. They have to do that with Justin Fields, because right now he has no arm. All he has is legs. So utilize his legs. Make that a running team. Like Tim Tebow. That team should be Tim Tebow. That team should be the Broncos, Tim Tebow. Well, wow, hold on, man. Let this sink in. Tim Tebow might be a better passer than Justin Fields right now. Let that sink in. But when it comes to Fields, they are setting him up to fail. Now, look, man, people need to stop ignoring the huge elephant in the room with Fields. People need to realize this dude is from Ohio State. They don't produce great quarterbacks in the NFL. There's a huge track record of quarterbacks that went on to fail from Ohio State in the NFL. And I think he might be one of those guys now. It's like, when was the last time we seen a Ohio State quarterback light up the NFL? It has never happened. When did that ever happen, right? See what I'm saying? Dude, have you seen Dwayne Haskins? I feel like he was better than Fields in college. But I seen Dwayne in the NFL, and he was not a good quarterback in the NFL. I don't know what's up with that system. I don't know if it's something in the water in Ohio State, but they don't produce great NFL quarterbacks. I don't know why. Listen, when it comes to Ohio State, they don't run a pro-style offense. They never did. I mean, remember Troy Smith? It's like there were so many quarterbacks they had that didn't transition to the NFL. I don't think Fields is going to be any different, sadly, but I think it's true. But once again, if they want him to be good, look, man, you got to start him out slow. Use him like Tim Tebow and use him like how the Patriots used Cam Newton. just be a running quarterback until his passing skills catch up to his legs. Because right now, you can't hold him back from passing and running. I mean, there's no design runs. He's not passing the ball down the field. So what's the point? It's like, what are you doing? Are you trying to make him fail? I'm telling you, man, these guys from Ohio State, man, I feel sorry for them. I don't know why every quarterback from Ohio State goes on to be a trash NFL quarterback. It's like, I feel like they are cursed. Every Ohio State quarterback is cursed. They never go on to be good players in the NFL. That's why it's a high risk to draft them in the first round. Because Fields, dude, there was Haskins, Fields, there was many more before them. So people need to watch out for these Ohio State quarterbacks. Hopefully Fields can break the curse. Hopefully they can break the curse and use his legs more so than his arm, so he can transition into being a great passer. That's it. I'm done.